that. I guess the intro. Guess we had a little bit of a botch right there. But that's okay. We are live, and that is it. And we are here to start. We got a lot to talk about. With the it's been a full weekend of just pro wrestling. We
Yeah.
had TNA Emergence. We had Bash in Berlin, and just about a couple of 10, 20 minutes ago, we had NXT No Mercy. And it's been one hell of a weekend. I'll say that.
No,
So,
definitely. It's been saturated with wrestling. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, on Friday you had Emergence. On Friday you had Emergence. You also had SmackDown. You also had Rampage going down from AEW. On Saturday you had Collision, but you also had Bash and Berlin earlier that day. You also had New Japan Strong going on that Saturday as well. You also had NWA 76 going down to Philly. It was a lot of wrestling to be covered, but I'm not going to hold you. We're not here to cover it all. We're going to cover what we saw and what we know. But we will tell you this, coming this Thursday, there will be an all-out predictions show, exclusively, of course, for YouTube and IG and, of course, Twitter. But a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack. We had a lot of things go down. First and foremost, I am not going to go further on in the show without sending out a RIP to DJ Fat Man Scoop.
right.
If you grew up in the era that I grew up in, you know this man was a part of every single block party, house party, club, wherever you was at, you heard Fat Man Scoop's very loud and very captivating voice, no matter what track he was on. And the man's music expanded over the course of 3 decades. Come on, man. Going on number 4 at this point. Hits in the 90s, hits in the 2000s, hits in the 2010s, and now hits in the 2020s. Unfortunately, he passed away DJing, doing something that he loved. Last words was, if you came here to party, make some noise. I know right now in heaven they're making a lot of noise because they got one of the world's best DJs on the turntables. My condolences to the family.
And I want to say that he was hip hop's greatest hype man, with the essence and the flavor that he brought to the hip hop culture. He is going to be remembered time and time again. And like JT said, he died doing something that he loved to do. He brought the party to hip hop culture. He brought hype to hip hop culture. He made it colorful. He gave hip hop its flavor. If you've ever been at a party and the DJ played a song from Fat Man Scoop, just the sound of his voice and his brash tone got you up off of your feet, made people want to get out there and dance, even if you couldn't dance. And it's not about if you can or can't dance. It's about if you're having a good time. And that's what, and you know, our condolences go out to him and his family at this time.
No, real talk. But on a getting back to a lighter note, guess you could say we had some rumors of news out there, man. First bit of rumors of news, let's talk about it. We were given the news that Victoria has signed a Legends contract. That's right. She will be a part of the upcoming games, be able to do appearances, as well as possibly finally a Hall of Fame induction. I mean, she's very deserving. So hopefully we can get her in the Hall of Fame this year, if not next year. Also inside the rumors and news, so there was a article posted by Uncle Dave Meltzer, and basically he was saying that people within the industry were saying that people in WWE's camp were a little bit upset about the contract that Swerve got offered, saying it's going to ruin the business or whatever. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. But I will say this, why is we pocket watching when the next man is getting paid? Because at the end of the day, not one red penny out that person's salary is going to affect my bank account. If he is getting paid, in the words of Young Dolph, get paid, young nigga get paid.
Mhm.
If he not, then get your money up. But if you not getting paid, then why are you worried about what's going on with the next person's pocket? That's my big thing.
I've always wondered why Dave Meltzer continuously spreads false information when nobody at WWE is even talking to this guy. People don't fucking like him over there. He's not a likable person. He's spreading rumors and has been debunked as wrong numerous times. Why are you pocket watching? This is a black man who had left WWE because he bet on himself. He saw more value for himself in AEW. He went over there and became world champion. Headlined All In. Like he beat AEW's golden boy. Besides Brian, he didn't. I mean, like, not including Bryan Danielson because he didn't beat him in All In, but he beat Will Ospreay, and not many people beat Will Ospreay. Period. It's a house call. Dave Meltzer, like we get it. We understand that you're a journalist, but I don't believe anybody in WWE gave you that information. And when has Triple H ever had somebody leave and try to stop them from getting paid? If he just didn't see any value in them, they're welcome to go elsewhere. There's a lot of times other people have gone elsewhere. Mercedes went elsewhere, and there's value with her. Edge went elsewhere, value with him. Ricochet, the newest signee to AEW, he went somewhere else. He's happy. And if they're happy there, don't sit there and spread lies and bullshit, because Dave, you're supposed to be the AEW mark. What is it about Swerve Strickland that you don't like?
Good question. You know what? This ain't the first time, because he was pocket watching Mercedes Moné too.
Yeah.
I mean, seems like a pattern to me.
And also another thing that he did, he tried to use his platform to basically shit on Trick Williams when Trick was getting his popularity was starting to rise, saying Trick wasn't a good wrestler and he's not good in the ring. He just has a catchy song. Well, his match against Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes at Stand and Deliver should tell you differently. Trick Williams can go in the ring. It's just I between black wrestlers and the women's wrestling, you have a problem with this. But I guarantee if Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov took place in the fucking Tokyo Dome, you'd have gave it 7.5 stars.
That part.
Let's move on.
Also, last tidbit of rumors and news. Yes, you heard the news. Vince McMahon has a documentary coming out on Netflix this coming month, September.
We got to recap it. Every episode, we got to recap it. If y'all ain't gonna do it, I'll do it on the Humble Roses. But I want you there. I want you there. I want you and Cheech there. I want all the Culture Clash Network. If we can get all the Culture Clash Network, because
recap this shit,
because we got something to say.
Listen, all I know is this. Okay, this is all I know to be true. What's going to end up happening is this man is going to be watching this, and he's probably going to be refuting a lot of these comments because Netflix is in full control of this.
Damn it, that's not how it happened.
She's lying. No,
She's
but
lying.
But no, I mean, listen, at the end of the day,
he did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. But with this coming about, man, this is big. And it was crazy because the press conference, one of the journalists there asked about the upcoming documentary. And they asked Cody Rhodes, do you believe Janelle Grant's claims, and why has the locker room been silent? I think Cody answered that pretty decent. Like, listen, we kind of focusing on what we doing. We ain't got time to really check out the rumor mills and all that stuff.
Yep.
But this is going to be a spicy situation. Just know it. Very spicy.
Fucking spicy. And another thing is that with Vince McMahon having this documentary on him, he ain't dead yet. He ain't dead. He ain't in prison, so he gets to watch this from the comfortability of his own home. And I'm not gonna give my take on it, because here's the thing: Janelle Grant could be lying her ass off with what she's saying, okay? But it's the fact that over the course of 30 to 40 years, we've seen the Mr. McMahon character. We know how he acts. It's really hard to not believe it, because the way he's carried himself, and he's been virtually untouchable because of it. And when these accusations came out, I'm like, man, that makes sense why he was retiring when he was at 77 years of age, why he sent out that tweet. It was like, this looks like damage control. And when the details of what went on came out, we're like, this sounds exactly like some shit Vince McMahon would do. It's all a mess, but he made this bed and he has to sleep in it. The chickens have come home to roost. It's time. Like, you treated these women like they were toys and trophies, and you paraded them across the world with your checkbook, and you don't think that all of the things that you've done are going to not come back and bite you in the ass. You deserve every single second of it. When we appreciate what you've done for us and given pro wrestling to us, you didn't invent pro wrestling. It was going to be around regardless, but the essence of the Attitude Era and helping the 90s in popularity and the 80s for pro wrestling was very big. We understand that you paid more money in sex than you did WCW. Like, we get that.
That's sad, bro.
It's sad. You paid more money for sex than you did WCW. Like, you paid.
Shit.
Roman Reigns made more in 1 year than WCW did when he. Come on, bro. Like, listen, we're tired of it. We're tired of hearing about Vince McMahon. We want him to go away. We gonna watch this series, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot more stuff that's come out that we don't know about. But with the way that he's acted and the way that he's been acting, we as fans know exactly how Vince McMahon is, and he's probably progressively worse at home when the cameras aren't on. And that's all I have to say about that.
Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know him personally. All I can go by is what's been, I guess you could say, displayed to us. But at the end of the day, this documentary is going to be pretty big, man. Like, we talking possibly shaking foundations of belief, people and people's alliances, X, Y, and Z, whatever. But I can't wait. It drops inside Netflix next month. We found out that the date for Raw on Netflix is going to be January 6th. Out of all days, I don't know why they picked that.
If Chris Jericho shows up.
Insurrection.
That's it. They might as well bring back the Insurrection pay-per-view from back in the day.
Yeah, listen. But this is going down January 6th, people. We found out Bad Blood is going to be happening in the afternoon on October 5th, because UFC is running a pay-per-view the same date. So I think Bad happening that afternoon. I'll get confirmation on the next episode. But that's all I got inside Rumors of News for right now. Let's move on to TNA Emergence, man.
Yep. All right. So TNA Emergence happened Friday. There was a lot of different stuff that went on, and I don't necessarily remember the order of the matches, because there was a lot going on in my household, having the kids and the grandkids over. So if I caught something, I caught it. I did manage to obviously catch the Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander match, and I really did enjoy that. Was kind of surprised at Zachary Wentz winning the X Division Championship.
Yeah,
because, and this is my only take that I have, Speedball ended Mustafa Ali's undefeated streak, if I'm not mistaken.
that's true.
You would think that somebody like that would kind of have a little bit of a longer run. But with Wentz winning the championship and then showing up with the championship at NXT No Mercy, I'm like, what is WWE cooking? What is, oh, hey, check this out. The heel Mark said, hey guys, my podcast is coming soon.
Yo, that's good news, bro. I cannot wait. Make sure you keep me informed inside the DMs. Make sure y'all following the Hill Mark on, of course, YouTube and IG, man.
Yo, Heel Mark, come to the Humble Roses podcast Tuesday if you want. I'll bring you in as a guest. Come promote your show before I bring in my other guests. We can definitely talk about your show and what you're bringing to it. And if you'd like to have any one of us as a guest on the show, we'll definitely come over there. We would like to be on part of the show because it gets wild over here at Marks with Mikes, and I can only imagine what you're planning. So really happy for you.
Whatever it is, I really hope that whatever you got planned, I hope it's at the almost and up high of
extortion and all type of fuckery.
All type of fuckery.
Because we here for that. We're definitely here for that. But yes, so we did have some surprises, man. I mean, seeing Zachary Wentz come out as X-Division champion, was that my pick? No. I thought Jason Hodge was going to be the one to win it, only because
I had Hammerstone.
Yeah, you had Hammerstone, and
right.
Did you see the way Jason Hodge tossed Hammerstone like he was nothing?
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, oh, we getting crazy out here. Like,
now listen, you talk about a star that's growing in front of you, right in front of your eyes. And I'm only saying this because I got to see him on the Indies. Got to see him on the Indies in Ohio Wrestling Alliance, and also, got the interview. So to see him go from independence to TNA and be a mainstay in TNA for a year straight, this man has been involved in some type of storyline. He's held gold. Like this is great business. This is good to see. And I cannot wait to see what happens when they finally put that title around his waist for a singles run, because he's capable of being a single star.
He actually absolutely is. And with that, we have so many different stars that TNA can just produce into superstardom, and you still have old vets of the past. And like, for one, Frankie Kazarian versus Kushida. Frankie Kazarian is so synonymous with TNA, he can't escape it. Frankie Kazarian can never escape the aura that he created in TNA, just for the different characters he has played over the course. Obviously being Suicide as well, and with Frankie Kazarian being there, man, Kushida, I feel like Kushida really hasn't his ceiling, it's breakable, but I just kind of have this weird feeling like Kushida should be somewhere else where he's more appreciated.
But where?
That's a good question. I don't really have the answer.
I mean, it's not WWE, because towards the end of his tenure there wasn't a lot for him to do. Mm-hmm. If he goes to AEW, I fear if he goes there. You know what I'm saying? Like, him going there will be, I'm not gonna say a mistake, because they have such a loaded roster as it is right now, but I just don't see him flourishing there. I would like to see him in a place like MLW, or here's one: go to the NWA. Something different, something off the radar, something unexpected. They got the junior heavyweight. Yo, what's going on? When you pull them back up to the Palace, bro? Anytime you want me to pull back up to the Palace, send me a ticket. Let me know. I'm gonna pull up. My boys got pictures of brothers on the walls now. Make sure y'all definitely following the homies, Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. Say the whole thing like a pimp named Slipback, like a Tribe Called Quest. You know what I'm saying? You got to say the whole thing. Hey, by the way, they're going to have episodes dropping Monday. So in the next few hours, an episode should be dropping. Make sure y'all check that out.
All right. Hell yeah. Shout out to them. But I'm just jumping around here. So Steve Macklin versus Eric Young. This match I actually absolutely did catch. I actually liked this match. This match was like pretty fucking cool. And I got to see one of my favorite wrestling moves get busted out that is not in a lot of matches, which is a fucking pile driver. Like I love seeing the pile driver get busted out. Like we got to be honest with ourselves, is that when the pile driver gets busted out in certain situations.
Hey yo. What's up?
You can't wait.
Busting out the pile driver is mad wild, but go ahead, continue.
This shit is diabolical, bro.
That's wild, bro.
Get cooked. Get cooked. Eric Young is a fucking legend. Jack lost to the jackknife pin for the win. Match was pretty good. I actually liked it. Eric Young, in my opinion, is a legend in his own right that does not get enough credit. He had incredible time in NXT, even better time in TNA. He's just doing what's supposed to be done, but he is another one of those grizzled veterans that just, he still leaves room to be desired, and we still haven't seen the best of what he has because he keeps adding more and more to his repertoire. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna pick it back up there. Yeah, EY. First of all my life I thought he was from Canada. I found out this motherfucker's from Kentucky. But the match was just two vets going at it. The past, I don't want to say the past, but the OG and the future OG of TNA's locker room. I can't wait to see the backlash from this. You did see at the end of the match, they shook hands, sign of respect. So, this is good to see. What's next for EY and Steve Macklin? Mentorship, bringing somebody up. Does EY get another TNA heavyweight championship reign within a year or so? Who knows? I could see Steve Macklin definitely get one within the next year, but let's neither here or there.
All right, what we got next?
Pull it up. What we got?
All right, so it looks like we got Jordan Grace and Spitfire.
Ooh.
Listen, man, let me tell you something. Hold on, man. Hold on. I love Jordan Grace. Absolutely love her. I asked her out one time on Twitter. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was like, yo, can I be your Valentine? She was like, hold on, I gotta check on my boyfriend. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, I close the door. that close the fucking casket. Ash by Elegance, Dana Brooke, but I know her as Ash by Elegance. Like, man, can we talk about how she's in just why did we not get this in WWE? She at least would be a mid to top level star.
Well, yeah, for sure.
If we got more of this. And I'm jumping all over the place here. She was with the Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich. There was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on, but the match itself really didn't get the chance to be a match because, unfortunately, during the match, Alicia Edwards actually got a concussion, and he was out cold, like a light. And at one point, they went to try to pick her up, and her body was just stiff. the crowd was like, "Oh, she's dead." I'm like, "Come on, don't do that. Don't do that to us." But they end up hauling off to the back. Tommy Dreamer grabbed her. The Raps walked her to the back. They end up finishing the match 2-on-3. I'm not sure if the planned finish was for Jordan Grace's team to win, but I think they had to call out audible at that point, obviously. But I will say this: I do want to wish Alicia that was a speedy recovery because clutches are no joke. I done had a few myself.
Right. Yeah, that match was kind of something. Let's talk about this match. The System versus the Hardy Boys, Joe Hendry and Mike Santana.
This was a fun match.
Minus the ending, this was a fun match. Everybody pretty much looked like stars in this match, and they hit their rightful spots where they needed to be. Moose I love Moose. I love Moose. Moose does everything right, and he makes everything that he does look good. What I do love about Moose is he'll never leave TNA. He will not leave TNA, and the reason he gave is simply because he knows in TNA he'll be on the field. Anywhere else, he probably won't be.
Hey,
Right. He ain't lying. That's right.
listen, I totally agree with it. Listen, if you know if you know that in the NFL you're not gonna start, then by all means go to the XFL, go to the UFL, go play some arena football. Not to say TNA is arena football, but I will say that it's definitely, if we're talking football, let's say UFL, NFL at this point. TNA had a sellout crowd, bro. This is their second biggest sellout crowd since changing the name to TNA. No, the third or the fourth biggest sellout. That doesn't get talked about a lot. We also had some TNA crossover. I mean NXT crossovers over there. Yeah, Matt Osborne over there, who was inside the Ultimate X match. Riley Osborne was inside the Ultimate X match. But this match itself, as far as Team the System versus the Hardys and Joe Hendry and Mike Santana, it was really fun, even down to the intro, having them do the "I believe in Joe Hendry, I believe in the Hardys." So it was good to see some nostalgia, basically, seeing the Hardys out there. Mike Santana, I'm saying this now on this show, he is going to be TNA World Heavyweight Champion come this time next year, if not twice.
Understood. Next, I don't see the slide for this one. Hold on. Oh, we already did that one. There was another match on here. There's two matches on here that we don't have a slide for, and I believe one of them was First Class versus ABC.
So that was kind of put together because if you've been following the news, we all know that Rich Swann is right now currently suspended, rehab right now. Wishing him a speedy recovery and rehab, get his mind right and all that stuff. But if you don't know, TNA tapes a lot of their episodes in advance. So what we got to see on Thursday actually got taped about 3 or 4 weeks ago, right? But Casey Navarro apparently is a part of First Class, according to what happened at Emergence. So we got AJ Francis, the homie, Top Dollar, and Casey Navarro going up against Team ABC. One of the best choke slams in the business right now belongs to AJ Francis, hands down. It looks nasty. It looks like it hurts. It looks like it inflicts pain. But unfortunately, they didn't get the win. Team ABC,
no, they did not.
End up walking back out the same way they walked in as champions. Chris Bay, Ace Austin. That right there, perfect combination. Bullet Club, too sweet. Get the W. Now the question is, are we ever going to get those TNA titles on NXT? Tag team titles. So far, we've had We've had 2 titles appear on TNA. On NXT from TNA. You've had the Knockouts Women's Champion, and we just had Zachary Wentz, the TNA X Division Champion. Are we gonna get those tag titles on NXT? That's the question.
If there's a Worlds Collide, I would like to see it.
I don't know what they waiting on. Like at this point, like you'd have been doing this relationship like 90 days almost, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know about y'all, but the 90-day rule is after 90 days, if everything checks out, according to Steve Harvey, you can now give me some, right? So with that being said, I need y'all to give me some. Give me that Worlds Collide. Let me get NXT Tag Team Champions going up against the TNA Tag Team Champions, Heavyweight Champion going up against Heavyweight Champion, vice versa. Titles ain't got to be on the line for all of them, but let's make some statements be known. But go ahead to the next match real quick.
And I wanted to say something real quick. AEW has done Forbidden Door, obviously. NXT, WWE, they can do their own version of Forbidden Door with Worlds Collide. Bring in TNA. Bring in Stardom.
Well, no, they can't bring in Stardom because Stardom is now with AEW, but they can bring in Marigold, which is the new promotion, and they can bring in Pro Wrestling Noah.
Yeah, they can bring in Noah. Yeah, like anything that you have. But I thought with bringing Julia, they would have like access to like Stardom or whatever. But I see that maybe AEW is kind of taking that off of their plate. There still is a lot of things that they have access to. They pulled Stephanie Bakir from AEW when it seemed very imminent she was going to sign with them, because she basically said you guys were going to see more of her. Well, what we really didn't know was she had an ace up her sleeve.
Mm-hmm. She had that awful.
Yep, and she wasn't going back to CMLL. So the fact of the matter is, pro wrestling is dope, and now we're getting all these crossover promotions, and it's dope. Another match I wanted to talk about was PCO. Oh wait, I just actually shifted that. My bad. Sorry, I gotta go back. I just had the match up. It was PCO versus Matt Cardona's Monster. So Indian Lion Shera was selected, and it was a pretty good match. I mean, the match did what needed to be done, which established PCO for who he is. Basically, if you took Mick Foley and gave him like the Undertaker's build and kind of a look, you'd have PCO. So basically, he's like more of a hardcore kamikaze Undertaker, like Mankind hybrid, I'd say, just from the way that he moves. It was a good match. Finished it with the PCO salt 1, 2, 3. I don't really know where this is really going right now. It's kind of just a clusterfuck as I'm looking at it. I'd like to see more from Matt Cardona. I would like to see him potentially come back to WWE, but I know for a fact that he'll probably make more money doing what he's doing right now. Yeah. And I think we covered. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say Matt Cardona. I mean, he honestly ain't got to really do nothing right now. I mean, as far as coming back somewhere full time.
Right. Yeah, he does.
ABL, John Bradshaw Layfield. This man has showed up in Triple. He showed up at GCW, and this past Friday he showed up in TNA. He showed up in
at the end of the main event, right? Okay. Looks like JT cut out a little bit, so I'll just go ahead and take over. He'll be right back. May have some technical difficulties. So Matt was all the glory, and the way we looked at it was, hey, This is Nemeth and Josh Alexander we got right here. We got a little bit of a disaster class from probably I'd say mid towards the match. It was like, hey, what's going on with this? Like, seems like it's all over the place. But this being pretty much a 1 hour Iron Man match, and I think the first fall came like later on, and them hitting each other's finishers respectfully, there was a connect that made me think, okay, the height of this match is reaching its popularity, and it was at a fever pitch. With it being at a fever pitch, and I see you, JT, come right back in. With the match being at a fever pitch, Nick Nemeth is just consistently proving why he is undoubtedly the champion straight to begin with. Fact of the matter is, Nick Nemeth just really fucking gets it done. Josh Alexander, just incredible at making everything that he does look good. He's like almost near perfect, not nigh perfect with the way that he executes his moves, his intensity, the way that he attacks his opponents. Just everything about him screams, I am a pro wrestler. And the same can be said for Nick Nemeth. We know how Nick Nemeth a la Dolph Ziggler gets down. It's been this way since the OVW days. Even after the Spirit Squad and Nick Nemeth reaching success as Dolph Ziggler, we always wanted to see more from him. And for people who are truly fans of the work that he's done and the work that he's put in, here is all of that gift wrapped to you in a 1 hour Iron Man match. After the match, which came down to the wire, Josh Alexander collapsed after Nick Nemeth ended up taking the pin to make it 3-2. He collapsed to the floor. Nick Nemeth is still your champion. And then after that, JBL shows up, which kind of caught me by surprise because I'm like, what the fuck is JBL doing here? And he whispered something to Nick Nemeth and then walked away. Now,
top 3 things that he whispered in his ear. Wrong answer.
Number 1, there's Mexicans at the border.
Oh, shit. Number 2,
I got your Spirit Squad outfit in the back.
and number 3,
Nikki Bella just texted me, I'm here to take you to her house.
oh shit. God, Diesel. Yo, that was the top 3 things just now.
She's ready to cash in, bro. She like, I done got rid of my abuser, and your time is now.
Nah, I'm not gonna hold you. Like the top thing that JBL probably said to Nick Nemeth was,
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
I'm here to recruit. I'm here to recruit for Triple H. He says you have a bright future in NXT. Would you like to main event WWE main event?
would you like to main event Speed? And knowing Nick Nemeth, aka Dolph Ziggler, he was probably like,
You get away from around here with that foolishness. Get from here.
He was like, get the F out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
about my face. But no, overall, if I had to grade TNA Emergence, I'm going to go along the side of a 6.5, maybe a 7. Only reason why I say that is because the injury of what happened to Alicia Edwards. It's unfortunate that kind of it's kind of unexpected. So you gotta go with the ball moving there. So 6.5, maybe let's say 7, because TNA really don't miss on pay-per-views.
They really don't. Now with the crowd, they don't on the pay-per-views, the cards, they give the matches people want to see. So
Yeah.
6.5, 7, right where it should be.
Okay.
Now let's move on because we got a lot to cover.
We got to go to Berlin.
Boy, oh boy. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I need to see my boy. I don't see Cheech because I got some questions I'd like to ask him for particular reasons. but we're gonna kick it off with basically what went down, cover that, and we'll just move on from there. So the opening match, from what I remember, was they started off with the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes against the prize fighter Kevin Owens. Ladies and gentlemen, I do remember saying Cody Rhodes and KO should probably start off this PLE.
That's right. He ain't lying. That's right.
And there's reasons why. And we'll get to that as we go along. But overall, this was a great match. And I noticed Kevin Owens will not bust out the Avalanche Sidewinder suplex unless it is a big match situation. And boy, oh boy, this was a big match situation. Even the standing ovation that both gentlemen got with the Welcome to Berlin chant that the crowd chanted at Owens and Cody. You kind of got the feeling that this crowd was going to be on fire. The Berlin crowd definitely paid attention to the match, definitely kept themselves invested.
They did.
The right guy won. And there was an excellent story told in this match with KO refusing to revert to his heelish ways because he wanted to earn the championship the right way, even when Cody's knee being busted, and he had a golden opportunity to give him the Sami Zayn treatment back in NXT, give him the top to the power bomb to the side of the ring, like, or to the apron. Go for it.
Now, that for me, for you not to pull the trigger in that situation, this is a championship match. This don't come around every day for you. You know what I'm saying? They put out your stats. You ain't held a championship since 2019, 2017, some shit like that. Since Jericho and you were feuding. That's quite a bit of time. We talking like post Finn Balor shoulder injury, Triple H turning on Seth, giving the title to KO. He hasn't held a singles title since the US title. You know what I'm saying? So this opportunity, and for you not to pull the trigger, everybody at home was looking around like this. If there is ever a time to pull out the strap, get the scrap, pull out the Jimmy, go ahead and go, go ahead and come down on some shit. This is the time. This is the time. Yeah, I went old school. We'll pull out the
Jimmy and come down on some shit.
This is the time. I mean, you gotta be like Beans and goddamn state property. Either you get down or you lay down. Like, you should have at that moment. I would have put Cody Rhodes' hand right there on the mat. Which hand you roll with? Which hand you roll with? And I would have blasted him in the hand. Like, what are you doing, bro? Now, at the end of the day, the little post match, you know, reunion and the hugs and all that stuff, walking back together. Look, that's cute and all. That's cute. Do I think this is over? No. Do I think that they're going to continue this down the line? You're goddamn right. This is KO we talking about. Okay? This is KO. Look, all this good guy shit you doing right now, we know Kevin Owens. We know Kevin Steen. ROH. We know that guy. Pro wrestling. Listen, we know that guy, and you put on this front like you know, best friends, and I ain't gonna do it. Look, we seen what you did to Sammy. Okay, at the end of the day, my brother, listen.
Cannot trick me. You cannot trick me.
You ain't about to trick me. It's coming. Now, whether that comes by the time we get the Bad Blood or Survivor Series or even the Royal Rumble, we'll see. But KO, you got to get this back in blood.
You got to do something, bro. Because at this point, like, Cody basically said you ain't built for this. Because if that was Cody, he would have did everything in his power to make sure that shit would have went a certain motherfucking way.
You already know.
On to the next match, and I am extremely happy about this match. That I would like to talk about it. We had the Women's Tag Team Championship match between Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the Unholy Union, versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Now, for you people, not you people, but you fans.
Yeah, I'm about to say you people don't do that. That could cause a little bit of controversy. But go ahead, bro.
My bad. My bad.
He's a habitual line stepper.
Yeah, my bad. I kind of got out of character. But I hate to say that we told you so about Jade and Bianca getting those tag team championships back. But we told you so. I know you guys thought that because they had lost overseas in Europe, that history was going to repeat itself. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but history did not repeat itself. And your new tag team champions, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So for the people who thought differently,
Wrong.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna hold you. In the words of Drew McIntyre, I prayed for this and it happened. Okay, you don't know what God will do for you until you reach out to him. When I tell you that, I sat down and I prayed for moments like this to see Team BBW go upon the mountaintop inside Berlin, Germany, and lay down these two European women, pin them inside the ring. 1, 2, 3. We got the 3 count. We got new champions. And at the end of the day, you cannot tell me there is not a God who sits on high, who looks down low and looks at these two women that he's named Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and all the cocoa butter and essences. We got new women on top where they should have been, on top where they gonna be. And I don't see not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4 women who can hold a candle to 2/3 of the big 3. Amen.
Amen. Won't he do it?
All the time. All the time. All the time.
On to the next one. So the next match was for the Battle of the Bracelet. Really, it was a belt to ass or belt to the body strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Now this is what I wanted to see.
Talk about it, bro.
We said CM Punk was going to do it, and he did it.
No, he did that shit. But
all for that damn bracelet.
But before we get there, bro, I like the fact that Drew McIntyre didn't waste no time, no games. He wasn't playing. You know, they came down, they did their little entrances. He let CM Punk, you know, do his little thing that he do, his clubbering time and all that. My man got into the ring, and I'm not gonna hold you. Drew McIntyre let CM Punk get in the ring, and he took off. He took off on CM Punk with the quickness and the viciousness. Yo, the only way to describe the way Drew McIntyre pulled up on CM Punk is that. Okay. Damn. Listen, Drew McIntyre came out the gate Okay, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And it was great storytelling in that match. The fact that, you know, people been saying CM Punk is washed, he fragile, he this, he ain't got it no more. You breathe on him, he gonna break. If he laugh too hard, his chest gonna cave in. If he run too hard on the turnbuckle, he just may fall apart. He got a body like silly putty. Well, no, that's Chris Jericho. But people saying all this stuff about CM Punk, and CM Punk looked good inside that match. When I say the man looked like he belonged, bro. This is the CM Punk that we've been waiting for 10 and a half years to show back up. And the fact that he showed up in the same gear that he wore at All In last year, this man is poetic. It's poetic. He's diabolical. As a matter of fact,
He's a habitual line stepper.
Okay, listen, habitual line stepper. And then the post-match interview after he won, this man literally pulled the Booker T promo. What's next for me? I want the gold, sucker. He said, I'm coming for you.
And no shaft.
Oh, yeah.
What happened to your shaft?
There is powerful niggardry at work here.
Listen, that right there sits strains on my heart, okay, to see that. But I am going to say this, bro. Are we finally done with this bracelet?
Can we please be done with the fucking bracelet? Especially since
real talk.
The motherfucker had the shit in his balls for like 80% of the match. You pulled that motherfucker out and sniffed it and put it to your mouth. That is diabolical work. And I'm just watching this shit like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Like, he just had that in his jock. Like, what we doing?
No, bro, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I want somebody to walk up to CM Punk, random fan, somebody wrestling in the back that want to start some shit, and just pop his bracelet. I want you to snatch that bracelet the same way T.I. snatched Nunu's necklace on Atlanta. Sorry, on ATL. I want you to pull up and snatch that bracelet the same way T.I. snatched that necklace off of Nunu.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a great match. Hopefully Punk puts that fucking bracelet away. Just leave it on the nightstand, bro. You don't need to fucking wear it everywhere you go. Because you get the fuck, yes. Get the fucking bracelet out of there. Get it.
Gotta go.
It gotta go. We don't want to see that shit no more. We don't want to see none of that shit. Get it the fuck out of here.
Gotta
get it the fuck out of here. Anyway, great match. I give it a 8.5, 9 out of 10. It did what needed to be done from a storytelling aspect. Now we'll move on into the match that I said would co-main event or would be higher on the card. Where you at, Cheech? Got some explaining to do.
Yeah. What we got?
We got the Terror Twins versus Liv and
Terror who?
Terror Twats. My bad. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure. I mean, because you know we try to make sure we keep this thing going. Hummer Rose's podcast. Make sure y'all catch that.
Try to keep it going.
But yeah, the Terror Twats going up against Liv Dumb. That right there was a great match. One of the most heated matches. Had the most heat the whole night. To be honest, outside of Gunther and of course Randy Orton, this was the heat seeker. Okay, I mean, you had a whole entire crowd, front row, big Rhea Ripley signs. Rhea Ripley is super over. You know what I'm saying? But that match was great. My prediction didn't come true. I was hoping that Liv and Dom came out with the W, but even with Judgment Day showing up, the Terror Twats, aka Terror Twins, end up winning the match. So hats off to them. Where do we go from here? Do we get the bad blood match between Finn and Damian? Do we get a bad blood match with Rhea and, of course, Liv Morgan? We shall see. But where does this put Dom? We know he has a match coming on Raw for the IC title, which I don't see him winning. But what's
Right.
next for Dom? What's next for him at this point?
I think eventually we're going to start seeing Dom crash out because it's time for Dom to start busting ass. It's been time, and I think Liv is going to be the one to bring it out of him because it's getting to a point now where Dominic Mysterio lives rent free in Rhea Ripley's head, and we're seeing it. The mind games that he's playing with her and trying to win her over. He went from being somebody who was playing a chicken shit heel to ready to tear the world apart for Liv Morgan, but then comes off as a chicken shit heel in the match, doesn't want no part of Damian Priest. And I think Liv is going to be the one that's going to be like, hey, I stand behind you, but you gotta step up. You gotta go at it. And we don't want to necessarily see Damian Priest involved anymore with this storyline. Like, we understand that you and Rhea are the Terror Twins, but go capture that championship that you lost from Gunther. Go back for that. Go. It's your chain. Go get your title back. You may not get it back, but it's there for you to try to take. With
We'll get
Dom,
your manhood back.
right? Yeah. Go get it back in blood. With Dom, I think this is where we will see the return of Raquel Rodriguez at Bad Blood. If there is a Hell in a Cell match between Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. This story ain't over. Bad Blood, we can cool some steam off, revisit it at WrestleMania, but for the most part, Liv should hold on for that championship at least until WrestleMania. If not WrestleMania, then let's say Backlash, Royal Rumble, or SummerSlam. She's the one who ended Rhea's reign. She was the last person to pin Rhea. And I need to stand corrected on something. Rhea did actually kick out of Oblivion at SummerSlam, but I was arriving late to that match, so I didn't see it. And I never went back and watched any of the SummerSlam matches back on Peacock, just for the simple fact that I kind of remember everything that as it was happening. This was a great match. It established that there's more to be desired with these guys. We want to see more. There's going to be more. Stay tuned. Next match we're going to move on to, finally, I'm sorry. I'm so used to, is the Ring General Gunther versus the Viper Randy Orton, which, in my opinion, I thought this match was actually better than a lot of people made it out to be. We got to see the essence of Randy Orton turn back the clock. A very physical match. And Randy Orton hasn't been in a lot of matches where he's wrestled someone of Gunther's pedigree. And that's the thing that kind of makes it what it is that while Orton may have his moments, Gunther is just another level. Even with him doing a backdrop off the steel steps into the announce table, like the crowd was just like they were ready for whatever. And I will say that the crowd is kind of weird with some of the reactions because I expected, not going back, but I expected at least for the women's tag team championship match that Isla Dawn and Alba Fire would get a reaction. None of the four women got a reaction at all, not even Bianca. But for Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, that says a lot more because they have both wrestled in Germany over the course of their lives. And it was kind of weird because I thought that UK crowd, that German crowd, would go for them to wrestle over there, but it wasn't. I thought Gunther was going to get a louder pop than he did. I thought it was going to be like massively through the roof, and it just wasn't that. Physical match overall. Gunther chokes out Randy Orton. They shake hands. Oh, sorry, I've been up since 7:30. They shake hands. It was a great match. Like, Kaiser got to introduce his best friend. it was what needed to be.
No, I definitely enjoyed the match. Like two brutes going at it. Randy, the OG, you know what I'm saying, giving him the rub at the end of the match. Pause. But yo, I'm just trying to make sure I save face, bro. Okay, but this right here, that speaks volumes. This is Triple H passing the torch to Randy Orton. This is Ric Flair passing the torch to Triple H. This right here is legendary. For us to get that type of ending from this match, no trickery. We finally got a definitive winner. You know, this is big news, man. This is big. Do I see Gunther having a long title reign? If you've seen what he's done with the UK title, seen what he's done with the IC title, this man has been the champion 75% of his whole entire career in the WWE. Gunther's gonna be on top for a while. The only person I see taking Gunther off the pedestal is either John Cena or Brock Lesnar. CM Punk, I don't know.
That's not happening. That's not happening. It ain't fucking happening. I'm telling you that. I don't care what the hell goes on. It ain't fucking happening. I love Punk. So? No, that would be a stupid thing to do, is to have somebody like Punk take the title off Gunther when Gunther literally was putting boots to asses on Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. Yeah. And Punk struggled to beat McIntyre, but he can beat Gunther. No, absolutely not. Not buying it. And remember, this is kayfabe, but we have to go off what makes sense. And necessarily speaking, I mean, come on now, no disrespect to Punk, but I mean, like, it's just there. I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to get the championship off of Gunther. I don't see him main eventing night one of a WrestleMania. I think maybe the feud with Punk and Seth will pick up. I'll say probably around the Royal Rumble. If they decide to have Gunther drop the title to Seth, maybe they could redo what they were going to do at WrestleMania 40, night one with Punk and Seth. I don't see that happening, but it could. But Punk still needs his WrestleMania main event. Overall, Bash in Berlin did what needed to be done. The right people won for the most part. Properly, I'd give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm right along with you with that. I mean, we got to see these people coming on top. Team BBW come back as champion. People got some retribution. CM Punk hit a sharpshooter. Like, you know, there's a lot to be said here, man. But it was a good event for the first time in Germany for PLE. They will come back. Now, afterwards, the press conference, there were some stupid questions. We already talked about one earlier with Cody. Jade Cargill got a dumb question. When I say dumb, there's no such thing as a dumb question, but there's a such thing as a stupid question, because this was stupid. This woman's been signed with WWE for over a year. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure she's answered that same question numerous times on different platforms. Google it. Pretty sure she's answered it. But they asked her, how does it feel to be here versus AEW? And she basically let it be known, I am sick and tired of answering this question about AEW. Am I proud of where I came from? Yes, but this is why I'm here now. I'm not looking to worry about what's inside my rearview mirror. Right now, I'm looking at what's ahead of me. And what's ahead of me is this tag team championship that I just won and defending it. What's next for me is possibly singles gold. So to talk about AEW when I haven't been there in over a year is pointless. Right. You wanted to ask that question, you should have asked that question within the first 90 days of her being there. But I digress.
Another question they asked is, how do you, not pitting two black women against each other, how do you two egomaniacs share the spotlight? What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of... So you mean to tell me two black women cannot share the spotlight? They can't, two top stars. Well, one is already a top star and the other's on her way to getting there. They can't share the spotlight. So when they feud, like, let's not act like Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair didn't happen,
or Jazz versus Jacqueline didn't happen.
Seriously, like, we can keep this going. Like, we at one point, Sasha and Naomi had the championships. They were both stars. What are we doing here?
Sasha versus Naomi. Like, come on, man, stop it.
Let's move on. So tonight, or earlier tonight, was NXT No Mercy show, and that, man, what a show No Mercy was. I was very happy with the way that this turned out. We're going to start with what the opening match was, which I believe was the opening match. I think there was only 5 matches on the card, but I do have them in order. So the first match was Nathan Frazier and Axiom against Chase U, which would be Andre Chase and Ridge Holland. Now, Andre Chase's shoe game,
fire.
Them Jordans,
them J's he had on his feet, bro. Listen, I wish I had smaller feet, that way I can see him walking down the street and ask him, yo, what size are those shoes? And as soon as he would have told me, I would have had a brand new pair of shoes. But that's the old me. That's the old me. But no, this right here, man. Hey, shoe game is on point. Shoe game is on point. If for him to dress like, a square and have a fire ass shoe game, hats off to him. But he ain't too shabby inside. Inside the ring, he can really go.
Yes,
he can really, really go. And for him to take this gimmick as far as he's taken it over the past 3 years and still be relevant and still be able to have a pop. Now, was I expecting a long title run from Chase U? Absolutely not. I was expecting Ridge Holland and Andrew Chase to be a long tenure tag team champion. What was I expecting Nathan Frazier and Axiom to come out on top? I was, because let's be honest, they're more hotter as a tag team than Ridge Holland and Andrew Chase will ever be. Why? They've been tagging for a long time. The chemistry is right there. I don't really see Ridge Holland and Andrew Chase as a dominant tag team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's what happened after the match was let me know everything that I had already been thinking. But he done bought out the caution tape. Let them know.
Yeah, so after the match, Ridge Holland decided, hey, I'm going to put you on the back of a fucking t-shirt right now. Actually, I'm going to put you on a fresh pair of Jordans. Not the Jordans you just wore. You going on another Jordans. And he basically driv him. It looked like he hit the rampage through the fucking table, which he basically tried to break his fucking neck like he did Big E. And I'm just like, dude, this dude is so goddamn dangerous for all the wrong reasons. And with Ridge Holland turning on Chase U, you have to ask yourself now, well, what's next for Ridge Holland? What's he going to do? He's gotten better in the ring, but I still don't trust him, just for the simple fact that, with him injuring Big E and at one point Johnny Gargano, two top stars that were top stars in NXT, like two former NXT champions. I can't trust Ridge Holland at all. I couldn't trust him. But it looks like they're trying to give him a second chance, but he's pretty much the Karrion Kross of NXT. Like, it doesn't matter how much that people invest in him. I don't really think nobody's going to. I mean, he only got a pop because he was with Chase U. He only got somewhat of a pop because he was with the Brawling Brutes, but on his own, he's, to me, just another jacked up Jackson Riker. And that's That's where I stand with it. Congrats to Axum and Frazier, your new NXT Tag Team Champions, and we're going to move on to the next match.
Right. Next up on the match card, we had this one right here. We had, of course, Zachary Wentz going up against Wes Lee. Zachary Wentz, as we mentioned earlier, won the TNA X Division Championship in the Ultimate X match, which is probably one of the hardest matches out there. But he showed up on a NXT WWE PLE with the TNA X Division Championship held up high. And they actually showed it on camera and mentioned it.
You missed the opportunity to throw up the R-Truth clip.
Oh, it's coming. It's definitely. Listen, all I can say is at the end of the day, we know one thing to be true. NXT and of course
DNA.
That never gets old.
has one of the best relationships going right now. How about this? TNA and NXT has a great relationship going right now.
NXT and who?
DNA.
Okay, I just was making sure. I didn't think I heard it correctly.
TNA. And how about this? This match was great. We got to see Trey Miguel get involved. The table broke on his own. I mean, even the table was like, look, this is too much, bro.
The table went into business for itself.
Table said, it's not going to work for me, brother. Table said, oh, fuck that. But this was a great match. It was a good match between the two. We got to see what TNA has been having kept stored for all these years, man. And for TNA to get this shine that it's getting, we actually got a TNA chant. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Josh? But when I say getting the TNA chant inside of arena for a PLE for NXT, that right there was huge in its own. So definitely shout out one time for, you know what I'm saying? TNA is definitely where it's at. I cannot wait to see what happens. And this is the first time that a TNA star outside of Joe Hendry has won a match on a PLE. A contracted TNA star won a match on a PLE for WWE. We making history. Mm-hmm. So this is great news, man. But far as Zachary Wentz, man, give me more. Give me more Rascals. Give me more Zachary Wentz. Listen.
Like that nigga. I like him. That nigga. Look, that's real pimping. Now that's pimping. You know.
It's pimping, baby.
And to be completely honest, like, if we're gonna see more of Wes Lee, if this feud is completely over, that's fine. If not, I would just like to see Wes Lee show up and get it over with, because one thing is for certain: if Wes Lee wants to go anywhere and make a splash besides NXT, then he needs to go to
Yeah, most definitely TNA. He gonna have to pull that.
The working relationship with TNA and WWE is much better than any of us could have imagined, and we just want to see more of it. All right. Oh wow, I'm not even reading the comments. Yeah. I The next match we had is the wonderful Kalani Jordan versus the ever so insomniac Wendy Chu, one who doesn't get enough sleep.
Okay, so listen, I know you said that was Kalani Jordan out there wrestling, but I beg to differ.
Give it to me.
Bro, I've been doing my research, and I research every single time that there's a match that Kalani Jordan is involved in, and I research where is Maya at the top. You know what I figured out today? Maya did not have a performance scheduled today. She wasn't on tour.
You got the beat of the back.
Bro, listen, I checked the IG from the stories. I ain't see too much going on. I don't care until y'all can show me Maya and Kalani Jordan in the same place at the same time. They are the same person to me. Have you seen a picture of Maya lately? She looks just like Kalani Jordan. Have you seen Kalani Jordan lately? She looks a lot like Maya. They both can tap dance, both do ballet, both done gymnastics. I don't know. Coincidence? I think not.
Might be a little sister.
No, bro, that's the same person. Okay? Ain't no way. Same height, same everything. I ain't trying to hear it. But I digress. This match was like what? Okay, I was not expecting this match to be that good. But the women have been saving PLEs. Women's matches have been saving it. This one is no different. Great match. We had a hiccup there towards the end. To be expected. You are in the Mile High city, and the air is a little bit thinner up there. If you know what I mean. I've been there before, but
Me too.
That match was actually great. I'm loving this title reign by Maya, aka Kalani Jordan. I cannot wait to see where this goes. Hopefully we get a long run. But if she doesn't have a long run, who is a contender that you can see taking the title off of Kalani Jordan since she walked out of No Mercy with the title?
Jada Parker.
You said Jada Parker? Okay. I'm going to go a different route. I want to see Jada Parker with the NXT Women's Championship, but the person I want to take the title off of Kalani Jordan,
give it to me.
Give me Lash Legend.
That's when I held up the L. I'm like, I know what's coming next.
Lash Legend should have been the one that won it.
Actually, if you don't mind,
if
you don't mind, let me throw up this graphic real quick.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something. I want y'all to walk with me real quick. I am manifesting a match on NXT Halloween Havoc.
Listen here. Brother, I am not walking. I am 40-yard dashing. I am running through those gates. I am running down to the altar to go pray for this right now. Okay? Because let me tell you something. The moment that we get those 4 women inside the ring, those 4, Jada Parker, I'm sorry, not Jada Parker, Lash Legend.
She could be special guest referee.
Hey, listen, that's an overload. But the moment that we get Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, Bianca Belair, and we get Jade Cargill inside of a match together, bro, do you not know how many generations this will feed? Do you not know the magnitude of this? What's going to happen? How people are going to react? How the heavens will shake? How the earth will tremble? My God, listen. God is good. God is good all the time. And if God was to bless me with that right there, I would be forever grateful. Okay? Grateful ain't even the word to even describe the feeling that I would have. But if we get that match, bro, who comes out on top? Who comes out on top?
For the benefit of this podcast, I'm just gonna say the fans.
The fans? No. I want you to pick who come out on top, bro. That's what I need to know. I mean, the fans obviously are going to come out on top regardless because we're getting something that we never thought that we would get.
Honestly, I want to see. Obviously, I can never go against Bianca Belair, but I want to see a stare down between like just the 4 of them, like a stare down. But I want to see Jade and Lash have a stare down in the ring, because that just would be magical, honestly. And I'm going with Bianca and Jade, but I think Jakara and Lash need it more.
They needed more. Listen, they needed more. I'm not gonna say they deserve it more, but they needed more. You know what I'm saying? Because Jakara Jackson and Last Legend have been putting in work in NXT inside Metaphor. But listen, that match right there, my God, my soul is already singing of the promise of this to happen. God is good
all the time. I just want y'all to walk with me for a second,
brother. We ran with you.
And also another thing, during the Kalani Jordan and Wendy Chu match, which was a great match, Wendy Chu consistently getting better in the ring. Love everything that she's doing. Really big fan of her character. We saw the return of Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley went ahead and put Wendy to sleep. So the sleep paralysis demon has been put to sleep for right now, but just know there's going to be a problem when Wendy wakes up. Next match. This match actually was probably my favorite match of the night, in my opinion. It was probably this was probably like a solid 1 or 2. We had NXT North American Championship match between Oba Femi, the Ruler, and the Don, Tony D'Angelo. Man, let me tell you something.
Talk to him.
I really love Tony D'Angelo. I really love Oba Femi, and I just love everything about this match. It was so hard hitting. I don't necessarily know if that was a botch where D'Angelo stepped on Oba Femi's foot or not, which caused a little bit of a hiccup. That happens in any wrestling match. I mean, come on now. One of the greatest wrestling matches of all time, Taker and Shawn Michaels had a hiccup in that match. So let's not even get on that. Oba Femi, generational. Tony D'Angelo, masterclass. I loved everything about this match. The D'Angelo family trying to help. Oba Femi resorting to grabbing a crowbar. I'm like, bro, that crowbar looks like a French fry in your hand, bro. You don't even need that, bro. You are a living weapon right now. You are a living weapon. Tony D'Angelo, just masterful. There's just everything that he does is just really good. Crowd was really into it. They were kind of split a little bit. Wasn't really sure, and I thought maybe D'Angelo was going to pull it off, but Oba Femi, being the Akuma of NXT, pulls out not 1, not 2, 3 power bombs. 1, 2, 3. Great match.
Now, is it wrong of me if I wanted Oba Femi to pull what Nito Brown did in New Jack City to Tony D'Angelo by cutting off his ponytail? Listen, that would have popped me. That right there would have popped me. Like if that would have popped off, that right there would have popped me. Now, for him, for Oba, hold on, let's get to this real quick. Shout out to everyone in the chat, including Marcel Mike's podcast crew. Keep up the good work on the channel. Appreciate the shout out from South Bronx.
South Bronx.
BKL, Central, got you, and Sports Guy. Okay, shout out to you, bro. We're gonna definitely keep you inside the loop. Let's see. Josh says, timeline saying that Tony D twisted his ankle. Probably did. Also, at this point, who takes the belt off of Oba? Does he just drop it because he bored? That's a good question. Listen, this is one thing that I know for sure, right? This is one thing I know. Oba gonna have that title until he finished. Okay. The fact that Oba Femi took out the whole entire family is one thing. But I'm pretty sure after going through the match that he had with Tony D and the family being there, Oba Femi's at this point like, you know what?
Get these silly spaghetti eating asses out of my office.
Right, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Oba Femi is really, I'm not gonna say his star is going to eclipse NXT, but he's not going to be there much longer. I don't see him being there past next year. I don't see him being there past WrestleMania. And if he is, then he's one of the first call up.
Absolutely. And I don't think he should drop the championship at all to anybody. I think he should just like kind of relinquish it, like, hey, I'm going to the main roster, while I, respectfully just relinquish it, and he retires I won't say retires, but he gives up the championship as a dominant champion that basically, even though he wasn't the NXT world champion, unless they make him a double champion, if he's not the NXT world champion, he can still go to the main roster because there's a lot of feuds waiting for him up there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they had him challenge Braun Breaker for his Intercontinental Championship as a straight call-up, and maybe he wins it, maybe he doesn't, or if they do like a DQ finish and get out of there, it kind of establishes that not only is Braun Breaker a monster, but Obafemi is too. And I want to see Obafemi versus Strowman. Want to see Obafemi versus Jacob Fatu, Gunther. Like, we want to see these kind of matches. So that's where I'm at with it. But having said all of that, we got to get to the match that was... I'm going to just put up the graphic, man. Listen, I don't really want to talk too much about how the Jada Parker got her own like little entrance with the camera following her, and the cameraman, thank you. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He knew what he was doing.
Every angle.
Miss Parker just don't know.
Listen.
I was telling my wife, I was like, because my wife likes to point this shit out to me, so I do it to her. I'm like, hey, she got ass. And she immediately looked like, yeah, she does, and went right back to eating her food.
Listen, yams, macaroni and cheese, soul food, greens. If I could describe Jada Parker to you, just soul food, greens, macaroni and cheese, yams, some rice, maybe some fried chicken, some cornbread, hot water cornbread at that, maybe some crackling cornbread. But every time I see Jada Parker step on that stream, my soul sings, bro. Makes no sense. Makes Listen, I went into that match thinking that Jada Parker was going to walk out champion. In the streets, that's what the streets wanted. But unfortunately, Roxy got aka Roxanne Perez, she got the championship win. She walks out with the title. And then we got the appearance by none other than the person that we've been anticipating since before WrestleMania, Julia. And listen, that right there
is a work of art.
It's a work of art. That's another reason for me to be tuned in on NXT. She's stunning, beautiful. I seen this picture someone put out, said that Julia pulled up like Trunks did on Dragon Ball Z from the future. Mm-hmm. Now I can see that. But this is gonna be great. I can't wait to see this go about. Is she gonna be the one that takes the title off her?
Yeah.
But there's also another person who was supposed to sign with AEW, but ended up signing with WWE. You know what I'm saying?
She's also having visa problems right now.
Which sucks.
And ladies and gentlemen, I told you Roxanne Perez was going to walk out as champion because with this PLE that they had, Julia was eventually going to come up. And I won't say that I was disappointed with the surprises that they did what needed to be done to further the story of Roxanne and Julia, but Should Julia just walk in right away and take a championship opportunity against Roxanne Perez? I mean, this is a good way to make her a star. But what does that say to the other women who have worked for their opportunity, and then a newcomer comes in from another company and takes the opportunity away and the championship?
Well, it's not the first time they did it. I mean, they let Jordan Gracious pretty much skate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up in there.
If you're hot, you're hot.
And it's all about what's hot right now. Like, you know, if anyone who had the type of attention that Julia has came in and wanted a title shot, I'm gonna give it to him. You know what I'm saying? That's ratings. Let's pump up the ratings, but don't let it be like, okay, next episode in NXT championship match. Let's give it some build. You know, let it season, let it marinate. Put that Sazone in there. Cut up some onions.
Let her squash some of the people that Roxanne Perez faced.
Yeah,
like put Julia against Lola Vice. Have her like dominate Lola Vice, which like Lola has a arsenal. She has an MMA background. Well, also have her go after Jada Parker, like just kind of like basically steamroll a lot of these women and take the title off Roxanne.
I like that. But the match itself was great. It made Jada Parker look strong. She didn't look weak
at all.
She didn't look weak at all. Let's check the comments real quick. What we got? Camera number 4 is making me really close. Oh damn! Don't get too close on Roxanne. But we also have the next women's championship. Unfortunately, everyone was thinking Cora. It's not. It's Julia. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Let me see what else we got here. Julia's going to separate the real ones from the fakes. We're going to see who want to improve as a wrestler.
Yes, yeah, fuck we are.
Yes, we are at the end of the day. Now, let's get to the main event of the evening. We had All Ego Ethan Page going up against Joe Hendry with the homie Trick Williams as the special guest referee. A few people online was upset that he didn't get the classic Shawn Michaels special guest referee packet with the hoochie daddy shorts and the tight arms cut out on the referee singlet. But needless to say, I enjoyed the match. It was a fun match. No, none of my wild predictions didn't come true. I was hoping Josh Alexander showed up. They teased it in Canada with the We Are the North sign, and they also teased it again on NXT. So I'm trying to wait to see when they're going to pull the trigger on that. But the match itself was great. Joe Hendry looked strong. Joe Hendry belongs.
Yeah.
He belongs. He's not just one of these people that's over and doesn't have anything behind him. He's over and he has something behind him. He can go in the ring. He good on the mic. He taking over social media. He's killing it on promos. He has crowd interactions. Like, Joe Hendry could possibly be the next NXT champion.
In a short time. In a short amount of time. Short amount of time. He's 36 years old. 36 years old. I see Joe Hendry making an appearance at the Royal Rumble. And I would like to see him as NXT champion by Stand and Deliver.
I would love that.
Because people are going to get tired of All Ego Ethan Page. And who are they going to have dethrone him? Like, come on now.
I mean, it's people on the roster, but nobody that comes to mind right now. But the roster going to be full in a minute. You got some new people coming in. Maybe a Ricky Starks. Put that out there.
Yeah.
We shall see. But I think we touched on everything that we said we was going to touch on today.
Yep.
We recap Emergence. We did some rumors and news. We also recap Bash in Berlin. We also talked about the new documentary coming out with Vince McMahon. That's going to be dropping on Netflix. We will be covering it on this show. So go ahead and, get yourselves ready for that. Just know it's going to be a fun time. when we do talk about it. But we do know at the end of the day, Vince McMahon will be at home watching the TV, even probably tweeting and just letting people know one thing.
All of them lying on me.
Okay. At the end of the day, that's probably what Vince McMahon is probably going to be saying when he does watch the documentary. Matter of fact, the name of that series just may be
All of them lying on me.
But with that being said, anything you want to get off real quick before we get up out of here?
Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, stop by the Humble Roses podcast. We're going to do the Live Dom Legion Part 2. Everybody's welcome. I have a surprise planned for you guys later on in the night, so just stay tuned to that. Tony D would be a nice reign as champ. Definitely want to see that. Ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Humble Roses podcast with me, Dallas Cash. Have the Live Dom Legion stop by. We'll cover a little bit more of the era behind Live Dom and necessarily just cover up a little bit of recap of Monday Night Raw and go from there. Might be about that time.
All right, it is about that time. I think that's it.
Hey, look! Silence! I can't take this shit no more. Sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Okay, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, and bringing y'all self over here. The doors of the church are always open when you come to Marshall Mike's. First, before we get there, I want to go ahead and let y'all know, check out the brand new episodes from Culture Clash Network. We do have Powerbomb Jitsu that just dropped an episode this past Friday. Make sure you go check that out. We also have Get Your Podcast that dropped an episode this past Thursday, and as well as Society and Pop Culture 101 that has an episode that just dropped this past Tuesday featuring JB versus the World. Make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out the Humble Roses podcast. Tuesday coming up. Y'all don't want to miss it. He already let me know. I ain't going to let y'all know what's going on. But it is about that time. So with that being said, Maestro, if you will, listen. I just want to thank y'all for tuning in, listening, coming through, spending y'all time with me, spending y'all time with Mr. Dallas Cash, spending your time with Marshall Mike's. Listen, too much negativity can have you unbalanced mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Make sure you spread more positive vibes, okay? It takes very little to build someone up than it does to tear them down. Think about the logic inside that message. It can be as easy as doing a good gesture, possibly going out there giving a compliment to somebody, or you could do this for the time being. You can go to whatamaneuver.net and you can purchase that Positive Vibes Only apparel, okay? Maybe them looking down at that t-shirt, that tank top, that hoodie, that sweater, that V-neck, that baby onesie. Maybe someone looking at that message on your t-shirt or your merchandise can be a positive affirmation of things are not as bad as it always seems. Okay? Maybe for the first time in a long time, you was able to get good news. Maybe for the first time in a long time, your bank account wasn't inside the negative. Or maybe for the first time in a long time, you went through a drive-through at Raising Cane's and your chicken was not dry. Okay? It can be something that simple to spread positive vibes. With that being also said, I just want to say this. We here at Culture Clash Network and Marshall Mike's and the Humble Roses do not condone domestic violence. So if you are a practicer of domestic violence and you feel like you have to put your hands on women, just know that karma is coming, and it's coming soon. And when it does come to catch your ass, just know that you had it coming. We don't condone it. Keep your hands to yourself, ladies and gentlemen. It costs less money to walk away than it does to bail your ass out of jail. And with that being said, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we're going to catch y'all on the next episode coming this Thursday. We will be giving you all a preview show of all giving our predictions. But until then, we are out. We love y'all. We love y'all. Peace out. Be safe. Amen. and amen. Amen. The doors of the church are now closed. We'll catch y'all next episode, y'all. For sure. Definitely enjoyed it, yo. Thank y'all for coming through the chat. Catch y'all next episode. Yes, sir. Let that play out. So beautiful if you'd agree.